Hot Wheels, a toy I'm sure you're all familiar with. These 1/64 scale cars have been around since the late 60s and have been around ever since. This video is not going to cover the history behind Mattel's most successful toy, second to the Barbie, but rather take a deep dive, dare I say a deep drive, yes, thank you, into the collector's point of view. See, lately I've been noticing there's a popular trend over Hot Wheels, or maybe that's just an overall trend of adults now having money to buy what they once couldn't, which I'll cover in another video. But for now, let's talk about Hot Wheels and how these toys became a collector's favorite. About a year ago, I became a Hot Wheels collector. It all began with me going to Walmart during December. You know, the holidays, Christmas. So naturally, I was forced to walk across the dozens of aisles that consisted of toys. Lots and lots of toys. So many toys that there was a human shopping cart traffic around the halls trying to walk around these massive piles of toy bins that were located right in the center of the halls. I'm pretty sure Walmart does this on purpose. No way do they not expect kids to not throw a fit when they see all these toys. Like, mom and dad can either listen to the beautiful sounds of a screaming child at a crisp 100 decibels or buy them a toy to keep their ears and sanity safe. Anyways, as I was walking around the traffic behind the toy section to get to the other side of the store, something caught my eye. A Hot Wheel. Now, I remember playing with these when I was a kid. I absolutely loved building dirt roads in the backyard, making little cities for my cars made out of nothing but dirt and mud. I remember my parents buying me dozens of these toys, and I had an absolute blast with them. I mean, one Christmas they even bought me this massive track to play with. Genuinely one of the best toys I ever had. But obviously, as I grew up, I wanted other things to play with, such as Minecraft on the Xbox 360, peak video game era, by the way. So I stopped playing with them. Now, as a kid, I never really cared about the real life cars. I mean, why would I want a boring 5th generation Camaro when I can have a car that looks like a Stingray that changes color? Like, to me, that was insane. I always loved buying the fictional cars because I thought they were way cooler than some old Challenger. I mean, look at this. Look at these designs. To a kid, this right here is peak. But obviously, now that I'm an adult, I'm into the real deal because what caught my eye that day was a blue 6th generation Mustang Shelby GT350. Thanks to the influence of racing video games, movies, car shows, and Monster Jam, I became obsessed with cars in my teenage years. I have seen insane builds back in the day at car shows.
That boy had pulled up in a Hawk machine. That boy had pulled up.
And that just grew my love for them. See, I consider cars to be an art form, a form of expression that anybody could take a part in. Well, besides Ferrari, apparently they'll sue you if you mod your car, which, what? And you don't even own the car at the end of the day. It's their car, even though you paid for it. I don't know, rich people things confuse me too. Anyways, I grabbed the car and thought to myself, okay, it's just $1. Why not? And then I saw a Dodge Challenger. I was like, okay, well, I'll just buy these two. I mean, it's only $2, right? Skip to today, and I now have over 300 Hot Wheels. What happened? At first, I thought I was the only one buying toy cars. I mean, what grown adult is out there collecting to? Oh my goodness. Yeah, apparently I wasn't alone. There are a lot of Hot Wheels collectors around me. Now, either I never noticed this, or maybe this is just an overall growing trend. I understood toy collecting was a thing before this, thanks to Toy Story 2, but to have a massive amount of people that collect the very thing you value is such an unreal feeling. After that experience, I learned the world of Hot Wheels collecting. Now, I did say I wasn't going to go into the history of the toy, but I am going to go into the history of Hot Wheels collecting. I'm not going to get into too much detail, so if it sounds vague, that's probably because it is. So, here's how it went. 1968, 1977, the Red Line era. Hot Wheels were barely being made and the world took a first look at these unique looking toy cars. Their speed was definitely impressive considering no other toy car went as fast as they did or as long as they did when pushed down a slope. The first couple of cars were known as the Sweet 16. All of the Sweet 16 cars were based off of real cars, either modified cars you could buy from a dealership or unique looking concepts that were once made. It's called the Red Line era because of the red line the cars had on the tires. 1977, 1988, the Black Wall era. The introduction of black tires, that means no more red lines. The design of the cars were more simpler than those in the Red Line era. This era represents a traditional period for Hot Wheels. Instead of complicated designs and more expensive material, Mattel decided to calm down and take a different turn. They decided to focus more on their thin cars rather than your typical muscle car. Now, this doesn't mean they got rid of real life cars, it's just they wanted to grow their catalog of fantasy cars a bit more. They also decided to make cars a bit more sturdier because, well, children play with them. 1989-1994, the collector number era. Mattel decided to finally appeal to collectors. You know, the people with bigger wallets than your average 9-year-old? Well, they decided to appeal to them. This is the era that set the foundation for collectors. Now, this is where we start paying attention. From what I understood, Mattel releases a certain number of Hot Wheels every single year. Mattel makes sure to label these numbers somewhere in the package. This is so collectors know what they have versus what they don't have. Oh, I don't know if I have the Ford F-150 Shelby Z01 SS 911 Super Fast X Model 123 F1 drag racing, turn twisting, head turning V8, twin turbo, chassis braking, fuel drinking, oil dripping, tire burning supercar. Oh, I don't know if I have number 51 out of 250. Yeah, you see how that's a bit easier for collectors? Well, that's basically what Mattel did. That right there is the highlight of this era. They also added series numbers, basically telling people if they collected a specific set released that year, which is also good for collectors. This is when they also started to release limited edition and highly collectible cars. From anniversary cars to cars with rubber tires, this is where Mattel really wanted to focus on collectors, which is precisely what they did. 1995, the modern day, the treasure hunt era. If you collect Hot Wheels, you know exactly what I'm about to talk about. Treasure hunts are basically limited production Hot Wheels. These rare cars are a bit different from your typical Hot Wheel. They stand out by either having a unique paint job, special little designs, and of course, who can forget the treasure hunt logo. The little flame logo that lets you know you found something special. You can typically find this logo somewhere hidden in the car and in the packaging behind the car itself. The logo is gray, followed by a message congratulating you on your find. Now, if you find a golden logo, well, that's where things start to get interesting. You see, a golden logo means you found something truly rare. Now, don't get me wrong, treasure hunts are rare, but super treasure hunts are like diamonds. They're not only rare, but they are valuable. Here's a little example. A typical treasure hunt has about 10 to 20,000 units made every single year. Now, a super treasure hunt, well, they have about 2 to 5,000 units made every single year. That is pretty rare. Now, I noticed most consumers fall into two categories. You have your collectors, and then you have your scalpers. One day I was looking into the Hot Wheels section, having the time of my life looking for anything that resembled a real life car, until an older man came up to me and said, "Oh, have you found any Supers?" Now, I had no idea what this guy was on about. I was just thinking he was talking about Supras or something, so I told him, "Oh, no man, I didn't find any Supras, unfortunately." "Oh, there's a Super Supra?" And I just gave him this look like, what are you on about? A super, what? The Superman car? What are you talking about? So the man proceeded to tell me about treasure hunts and super treasure hunts. Rare Hot Wheels that have grown men walking into stores at 6 in the morning for a chance to find one. I am not joking. I am not laughing. That was not a joke. There are people out there, grown adults, who go to Walmart, dollar stores, pharmacies, or anywhere where you could buy a Hot Wheel at 5 or 6 in the morning just to look for these rare variants. Like, they stand 2 feet away from minimum wage employees who are about to set up the Hot Wheels to devour the box like piranhas. They are that desperate to find these rare toys, and some people just open the box, like before they stock it, they just open the box just to take the rare Hot Wheels. I'm not sure how legal that is. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to do that, but they still do it anyways. Now, like I said, you have your collectors, and then you have your scalpers. The collectors there to find something rare to add to their collection, something neat, something shiny. But the scalpers are there to make a fat, juicy profit. These people buy the rare toys, sometimes they buy the whole box just to get them, only to then resell it to make a pretty penny. Most super treasure hunts, at least the ones from the modern day, can go up to $100. It all depends on the car itself, you know, supply, demand, economics 101, but $100 is about right for a super treasure hunt. Don't get me wrong, I understand why some people would do this, but why? Why do you do this? Just buy some assets, buy stocks, bonds, real estate. Why must you ruin the hobby for everybody else? Some of these people are there 24/7 just looking for these cars. I am not joking. They know the shipping, delivery by memory. Like, these people, their dedication is unmatched to anything else that I have ever seen in my life. I know it's exciting, I know it's awesome, but guys, your $99 profit can wait. Please, 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 please just give these poor employees a break. Okay, I feel like I got a bit off topic there, but this is true. If you're a collector, you know exactly what I'm on about. You understand my frustration, and if you ever worked on retail, then you know how bad it truly is. But the fact that you have a chance at finding a rare Hot Wheel makes it a bit more fun for a collector. You know someone already took it by now, you know somebody already scavenged the whole place, but the small chance that you might find something rare just by looking at Hot Wheels is more fun than it already is. It makes collecting feel more achievable. than it already is. But the question still remains, why are these toys so popular among adults? I feel like many collectors have a similar story like mine, a person who just loves cars and wants to collect tiny versions of these amazing cheap toys. I mean, how can you not look at a tiny version of your favorite car, or maybe a car you already own, look at the cheap price and not buy it? I feel like it's a trap made by Mattel, a cheap toy cart that will hook you into collecting these amazing toys. I feel like the price is definitely a big factor, maybe it's the factor that makes these toys a success, because it makes it so easy to buy that it makes it the collectible to go to. Unlike Legos or Gundam, these toys will not break your wallet while trying to collect them, which is perfect for anybody who wants to start collecting. Even children can start collecting these because they are just that cheap. Another factor is that it's not just a toy, it's what the toy represents, a vehicle. To a car enthusiast, you know exactly what the car is, you know what it can do, you know the history, and you know why millions admire the brand behind the car. When I saw a Ford GT40, I knew the history behind the car thanks to the Ford vs Ferrari movie. So when I saw the Hot Wheel, I didn't see a toy, I saw a car with a story to tell. The same can literally be said with any other Hot Wheel. Even the fantasy cars have a history to them. The Twin Mill, one of the oldest, most popular Hot Wheels of all time, is practically the face of Hot Wheels. This car is so popular, they made a real-life version of the car. That's how crazy the history of these cars is. To an adult, teenager, and child, this is more than just a toy. This is more than just an object that someone can hoard. A car means a lot of things to people. It's not just a toy, it's not just a way to travel, it is more than just that. Another factor is playability. Look, unlike many collectibles, these toys were meant to be played with. I have seen videos of grown men race their cars with their friends, like Hot Wheels cars. We're not talking drag racing, an actual car, we're talking Hot Wheels. And I envy those guys so much. What car lover wouldn't want to race a tiny version of their favorite car? Like, I'd be more than happy to race my Nissan Z against my friend's Hellcat. It's a fun toy. And it's not like you need a child's imagination for this either. You know what a race is. All you gotta do is get 2 cars or more and then put them in a slope and watch them go. It's a fun and amazing toy that anybody can enjoy. Another factor is variety. Yeah, this is one of the most important things of Hot Wheels. To have an endless catalog that grows every single year is certainly a big cash cow, as it can practically appeal to anyone, and I mean anyone. The fact that we get new Hot Wheels every single year is exciting for collectors because you never know what to expect, especially if you're a casual collector. One moment you're buying groceries and the next you're shocked to see a brand new Fast and the Furious 5-pack set right next to the brand new Mustang Dark Horse, a black Cybertruck, a Star Wars character, and Optimus Prime. The amount of variety definitely makes these toy cars a huge success among adults and children alike. Collaborations. Okay, so let's say you do not like Hot Wheels. Let's say you don't even like cars in general. Let's say you don't even glance at a nice car you see down the road because you really do not care about cars at all. But you do enjoy movies and TV shows, such as Ghostbusters or Star Wars, for example. Well, then you might be a big fan of the Hot Wheels that have something to do with your favorite IP. I feel like collaboration needs to have its own video because it's pretty interesting to see just how many Hot Wheels cars are based on popular IPs. If you ever seen a Hot Wheels toy, then you would quickly notice this. You got Fast and the Furious, Star Wars, Barbie, Overwatch, Cyberpunk, Hello Kitty, Minecraft, Monster High, Rocket League, so many Batman cars, Disney, Marvel, a bunch of other movies, more Disney. The list is massive, so I'll probably make another video covering Hot Wheels and collaborations on its own. Nostalgia is another reason why these toys may appeal to adults. A lot of us simply want to get what we once had or we couldn't get, so we buy these toys to heal our inner child. And now that we're adults, we can buy and do whatever we want at any given point, so buying Hot Wheels is just one of the many ways we like to look back at our past. The hope to relive the glory days is a curse and a blessing at the same time, and I feel like a lot of us want to relive that by owning toys we had as kids, such as Hot Wheels. I had a lot of great memories with Hot Wheels. I remember one Christmas, Santa Claus bought me this massive Hot Wheels track. I forgot the name of it, but it looked a little something like this. It was a 3-in-1 Hot Wheels track builder set, and I was also given a 20 Hot Wheel pack by my godfather, as if I didn't already have piles of Hot Wheels laying around. And it's those memories that make the toys special to me. Memories that are practically irreplaceable, but relivable with the small price of $1.08 at my local Walmart. Decoration. Many of us are very guilty of these, but these toys toys make really good decoration. To have a little diorama or even just hanging the toys on the wall is a pretty nice thing to do because it lets you admire what you like while having a good variety of them. Just get a pin and then slap it into your wall and bam, you get a picture of the car and you get the little car hanging in your room. What more do you want? It's not like a poster where it's just a picture. You also have like the physical car, like a little tiny version of it. I've seen so many people do this. Like they have walls filled with just one make, one model, one color, one franchise, and I think that's pretty cool, you know, just a wall full of Camaros or Mustangs or Chargers or Japanese cars or whatever people like. Like I know my landlord is gonna be very mad when he sees this, but my deposit was gonna vanish anyways, so I might as well enjoy it while it lasts. Now if you want to get a bit fancy, like I said, you could also get a diorama, fill it up with cars, and that's something that a lot of people have done. And again, it's a very nice piece of decoration for car lovers. You get a little 7-Eleven, you fill it up with a bunch of JDM cars, and bam, a nice little decoration. You can even switch up the cars when you get bored of having the same layout, like a 7-Eleven filled with Batmobiles or something. There are so many Batmobiles, I can't express that enough. There's also a whole community dedicated to customizing their cars as well. Like they change the rims, the paint, the decals, you name it. People mod their cars as if they were the real deal. Like getting a car and then modifying it is fun as it is, but to do it on a tiny little car that's just $1, it's exciting because you can get a bunch of modified cars, even have like a little diorama of a car show. The last reason on why these cars might appeal to an adult audience is the community. Being a part of a club or a group is something that people enjoy. It's a tale as old as time itself. To be able to relate and share with others is an amazing feeling, and I feel like Hot Wheels allows us to do just that. Those who have something rare such as a super treasure hunt or an exclusive Hot Wheels are more likely to enjoy the hobby a bit more as they have something they deem to be rare and valuable, making them part of an exclusive club. And that pretty much concludes our video for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Do you guys collect these tiny cars or do you collect other toys? I am genuinely curious on what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys enjoyed today's video. This is Mouth of Talks. Have a good one.